What do you do in the evening when you don't know what to do? Read a book, play a game, every night is just the same. What do you say if I tell you how to keep from feeling blue? My advice is good to take and it's easier to do. When you're all alone, any old night, and you're feeling out of tune, pick up your hat, close up your flat, and get out and get under the moon. Underneath the bright, silvery light, you'll be feeling better soon. Pick up your hat, close up your flat, and get out and get under the moon. Look, look, look at the stars above. Look, look, look at those sweeties love. Oh boy, give me a night in June. I mean it, all you got to do any old night when you're feeling out of tune. Pick up your hat, close up your flat, and get out and get under the moon. When you make a date any old night, gonna meet your sweetie soon. Pick up your hat, close up your flat, and get out and get under the moon. Underneath the bright, silvery light, that's the only place to spoon. Pick up your hat, close up your flat, and get out and get under the moon. Walk, walk, kissing and walk again, talk, talk, kissing and talk again, oh joy, sweethearts are all in tune. I mean it, when it's raining out, stay in a room, but on a lovely night in June, here's what to do, sweetie, and you just get out and get under the moon. If you're with a girl and she is cold, says she doesn't want her spoon, don't you feel blue? Here's what you do, just get out and get under the moon. If you feel a kiss and she gets sore, she'll forget it mighty soon. Don't stop to fret, she'll learn to pet when you get her under the moon. Indoors, there's not a thing to do. In-laws walk in and out on you. Oh boy, sister and brother too. I've tried it, just take my advice. If she is nice, nice as any night in June, just take her hand, she'll understand, and get out and get under the moon.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to another Wednesday night at Haunters Anonymous. As always, thank God James is clickety clacking.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Yeah, I don't even really have much for the intro. Sorry.
That's all right. I don't either. That's okay. We'll let everybody else talk. How's everybody doing tonight? Let's see, who do we got here? Zach, Berlina. Hey, how are you doing? Zach again, and Vic, and me. Hello, me. Uh, we'll ramble, bamble while we wait for some folks to come on.
I did intend on getting back with Zach today. I just a long day for me, so had a personal funeral today, so it was a rough day, but we're here now, so let's talk business.
Business it is. All right, Vic has to go to the bathroom. Hey, Abby.
Hi, Abby.
What are we going to talk about today? Well, I can't remember what I had put on the on the
We're talking
tonight.
about what we can do for everybody as far as
That's
what
right.
you want to see from us.
Hey, Mark. Yes, tonight is basically as we get further into the year, um, it kind of goes. It's kind of a part two of last week. Um, what what all of y'all would like to see Hunters Anonymous do? What can we do for you? What can James and I do for you? Um, what can y'all do for each other? We're going to talk about services and things and technology and um, what do you think the home haunt sector could use that they don't have? Something equivalent to what the professional haunters have as far as vending and um, instructionals and stuff like that. I mean, there's a ton of stuff out there, tons of stuff for home haunters, do it yourselves and stuff like that. But is there something that,
Hey, RJ.
uh, hey, RJ, um, is there something that y'all notice that there's nothing out there? Is there something that we need to go find or, um, uh, make available? Is there something that y'all think that home haunters don't have available to you, like, maybe like inexpensive, larger props um, that professional haunts are able to get because they've got the money to get it from some of these big companies. So that's pretty much it. We're gonna just chat a wee bit about um, what literally what values can we bring to the home haunt industry and the smaller vendors who are just starting out.
RJ said he needs more money available. You know what? I agree, but I don't know how we could help with that.
Yeah, unless we do a lottery pool or we come up with how to rob a bank. Vic says, "What do you think about the war? Do you think it will cause props and everything to go up in price?"
Well, yes, things are going to go up in price. War
Yeah,
is always going to make things go up in price, whether our direct involvement or not.
yeah, everything is going to go up. I mean, if you just go to the basics, that um, gas prices are going to probably go through the roof. That inherently makes everything go up.
Yep.
When it costs more to transport,
Yep.
you're done.
And that goes for literally everything, down to the cheapest glues you can imagine. You know, it costs more money to get the glue to market. It's going to cost more for that glue.
Yeah. Um, so yes, unless this gets resolved quickly and favorably, then yeah,
And politically, we're not going to address that, obviously, because that's not what we do.
right.
But you can tell there's going to be certainly ripple effects. RJ
Yes.
paid $3.09 for milk today from Kroger. Dude, $3.09 for milk is a dream up here. It's $4.68 a gallon, and that's kind of been the thing for the last year or so, actually. And that's for
Uh,
just store brand milk. That's not even, you're not even talking like TG Lee. Do they even make TG Lee milk anymore? Is that still a thing?
I don't. I've never heard of it before, so
You've
there you
never
go.
heard of TG Lee?
No.
What?
Oh, wait a minute. TG. Oh, I have. I had to think for a minute. It's been forever. I think I've seen that at. Is that a Kroger's milk?
No, TG Lee's like a national milk brand.
Huh. We don't. I have heard of it. I haven't seen it around here in a while though.
Huh.
Um, I pay like 360 or 365 for Great Value milk from Walmart per gallon.
365, man. What is happening? Like we're getting screwed up here.
Wow, holy crap! $1.75 a gallon at Dollar General. Our Dollar General is like over $4. I also w-
$1.75. I'm going to
I
go
also
down
wouldn't
there
think
and buy a milk, just buy an entire crate of milk in a refrigerated truck, drive it home.
there you go, sell on the side of the road. RJ says $2. Um, I will say that going back to gas prices, my car I can only use non-ethylated in my car. I can't use anything but non-ethylated. And I get 5 cents off a gallon at Shell. I paid 3.95 a gallon for non-ethylated, and that was cheaper than high octane. ethanolated. I was like, whoa.
That's crazy. Government milk and cheese powdered milk. Do they do that anymore? The government's still handing out milk and cheese to people?
No, it's just Snap and EBT. You go get your own cheese and milk with Snap and EBT. I'm pretty sure now. Watch, somebody's gonna prove me wrong, and I'm like, oh my god, the Dollar General Market in Hanceville,
That's
powdered
crazy.
toast. I missed that show, Zach. Um, I just put $85 in my truck. Hey, Keith. Um,
What's up, Keith? There's two things I'd like to address tonight that I would like to bounce around anyway. I think we need to see, and I don't even, logistically, this is something we would actually have to sit down and crunch numbers on. But as far as East Coast wise, there's not a lot in the way of home haunter conventions, I think we need to do a home haunt convention on the East Coast.
I agree. And honestly, if you just look at the entire United States, there's no strict home haunt convention. The Midwest Haunters Convention, since it's so loosely based,
Mm-hmm.
where like literally anybody can go, um, generally becomes the de facto quote unquote home haunt convention. But yeah, there's no specific convention just for home haunters.
And I'm thinking I know a guy that happens to know a large convention area type building who happens to have an in with some of the people. Know what I'm
Who's
saying?
that?
You smart ass.
Oh,
The
wait, what convention? Wait, what convention center do I have here? Actually, well, we have Bay Bayfront Auditorium, not Bayfront Auditorium. Oh my God, we do have uh, well, we do have the Civic Center, which is now called the Bay Center. It's pretty big.
I'm talking about your Sanders Beach Club.
Oh, the thing here.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the thing with that is, yeah, that's true. But since it would be a paid event, we'd have to rent it, which is not really a big deal. 'Cause I could probably still get a good rate.
Yeah. Well, that's what I'm saying is a smaller thing that would allow us to start off, and I can fly to Florida, so it's not even, it seems like a lot of people that are on here are, Florida, Alabama, Keith's Indiana, but he can drive. He's got his 3 mile a gallon American muscle cars.
I was gonna say with the gas prices right now.
But just something to do,
RJ said,
maybe next year, middle of the year or something, some outlandish time of the year where people are just starting to think about Halloween. And
yeah, I'm all about that. I am all about that. RJ said they have one in Michigan. RJ, do you know what the name of it is? Texas Haunters Convention for us. Hey Lloyd, is the Texas Haunter Convention like strictly home haunters though? Or I mean, is it just like a convention where kind of like Midwest Haunters Convention, like, you know?
yeah, I think it's more like Midwest Haunters because as far as I know, it's not specifically directed only at home haunters. Because I mean, I want to bring in like small prop makers, people that have. It would just be like a conglomeration of a bunch of home haunters and smaller prop makers that aren't going to go out and spend the ridiculous amounts at the bigger haunt conventions, because this is geared more specifically to the casual home haunter and entry level to mid level prop makers.
I'm all down for that. I think. Oh, it's put on by Poor Man Props, Michigan. Really? Keith said it's like MHC, mini Midwest, but a lot of individual makes.
Yeah, Spooky Empire is more of a it's not a home haunt convention by any means. It's more of a let's go see a bunch of horror celebrities and have parties. I've
And I
been
think,
to even before it was Spooky Empire, back when it was Scream Fest.
and don't quote me on it, but I think Transworld even has a hand in Spooky Empire now. Don't quote me on that though. I have to go look it up. Um,
But I don't
I'll have
want,
to look up.
I don't, it's not something that I want to grow into like where we would need to rent out the Orlando Convention Center or anything. But we start out small, get people, make connections, figure it out in a lower cost kind of situation. But where people that are doing home haunts can, make connections, find prop makers, and then they're not out there spending 20 grand on these, professional haunts.
We all bailed on Quinn. Yeah, and the couple that writes a book, they just wrote their second book. I think it's called How to Haunt Your Home, How to Spook Your Home.
Yeah.
Crap, I have to look it up. They live here in Pensacola.
See? So, I mean, we could still have, smaller celebrity guests, like people like that,
Mhm.
by no means are they celebrities. And it's definitely not something that I would really want to get any actual celebrities in on, because that's really not what it's aimed at.
No, but they would definitely be able to, like they could be vendors, sell their book.
Yeah. That's I'm all for that. And people that do, like horror writing or Halloween stories and stuff, like 13 would be a great a representative there. If he could,
Yeah.
get, who doesn't want to go to Pensacola for a weekend,
Well, yeah.
Especially
I
if we do
mean,
it like in February or March or something, where it's sucky, cold ass weather up here. Sure, we'll go to Pensacola for a weekend.
where it's warmer. He says, I have both those books, not very much in there. We already don't know. Well, that's true. But those books are really aimed for like the real beginners. Keith could be your celebrity. Linda Blair might show up. Michigan Haunters Fest. All right. Thanks, RJ. I will look that up after the show. I I wouldn't doubt if I've already liked their page, but
And that's one of those things where, like, yeah, Michigan may have a home haunter convention, but it's not. It isn't obviously something that everybody knows about, and who's really going to go to Michigan all that frequently? I feel like you're a prime location, to have where people from Midwest, Northeast would at least travel, for, $80 on an airplane or something, for
yeah.
a weekend. Totally
And
worth it.
airports could handle it. The funny thing is like honestly, in Pensacola, I mean, we do have the widest beaches in the world. We've got great food. Uh, there is a lot of other stuff here too. Like, so if somebody wanted to come a few extra days because they'd never been to Pensacola, um, the downtown area is pretty nice for tourists. Um,
I love the
of
beach over
course,
there.
the beaches. Yeah, you can't beat the beaches. But
No real
and of course,
waves, but it's blue water.
yeah, zero waves unless it's hurricane season. And then of course, if we did do it in the resource center down the road, it's got a beautiful view of Pensacola Bay, and I guess it would be about the perfect size to start off something small.
Yeah, just for, get some vendors in there and just get people that want to, make some connections.
Yeah.
And I feel like a year from now would be, that would give us enough time to figure out all the actual logistics of it.
Yeah.
But, I'm totally for it, actually.
I say why? Yeah, I say why not too. I mean, what the hell? And then, since by then either my house will be gone from a hurricane. Just kidding. Knock on wood. It's not. Let me knock on wood. There we go. Um, I've got a pretty damn good sized yard, so folks could just go back and forth and chill out. Yeah, mostly the people that we know.
You hear that, Vic? Not invited.
Not invited. Just kidding. Keith says the bad thing is still in Florida. Well, yeah, but you know what, Keith? The funny thing is, if you've never been to Pensacola, Florida, we are a lot different than Florida. I know that sounds weird, but we're not like the rest of Florida.
Yeah, it's really not. Hold
Crash.
on, I'll be right back.
Okay. Yeah, everybody could just crash in my yard. Bring your tag-alongs, your trailers. I've got enough room probably to hold about. Well, it depends on the size of the. Oh God, I can't even think the damn name of it. The damn mobile. Not. Oh my God, I don't even what the hell. Yeah, I can't think of the word. It's the. It's like a Winnebago. What's the word for a Winnebago? That's so stupid. RV. God, thanks, RJ. Holy shit. Why I couldn't think of an RV? I couldn't tell you. Camper, that'll work too. Couldn't tell you why I couldn't think of it. But I got plenty of property to hold a few. Hey, Danny. Camper. I don't know why I couldn't think of RV. But I could think of the word Winnebago. But wait a minute, Winnebago is a car. Okay, just never mind.
Sorry,
RV
what I
Kissinger.
miss?
Oh, nothing. Everybody reminded me that the word I was looking for was RV or camper. I couldn't think of it.
Would you kiss a carrot? Wait a minute, what's happening there?
I don't know.
What?
Abby has gone on a tangent.
We need some
Uh,
we need some serious explanations on that statement.
Now here's the really funny fucked up thing about trying to do something like this next year. I'd have to know pretty soon because that place books up so fast.
Well, let's think of what time of the year would be the smartest for us. I'm thinking end of February would be a good time personally for me. There's not a lot going on in February. Later in March, I end up, I got Riley's birthday, Easter, Caitlin's birthday, Tiffany's birthday. So it's like there's a lot of things that happen really quickly.
Right.
So
Now the funny thing is if it was a community event, I could get it for free. But since we're charging tickets, unless I did it as donations, wouldn't that be so too close to Transworld? Transworld's in like March. Yeah, but home hunters don't go to Transworld. They're two separate creatures. They just don't. We need to start winning prizes on this channel. I damn well agree.
right? Yeah, ask Max about that. I still have his picture.
Oh, there you go. We need to start winning prizes on this channel. Mid-March is Transworld. Yeah, I know, but I'm just telling you. Yeah, but Keith, you're also trying to be a larger vendor.
But that's why I'm saying like middle of February would be great, Middle of February is not anywhere near Transworld, and especially for you, freaking Vic, you got like a 2-hour drive. It wouldn't even cost you anything to get there.
Vic is actually pretty close. Now, wait. Okay. Speaking of Transworld, so who's all going this year?
Keith is going, I believe. Vic's going.
Okay. Well, if it all comes out and it happens next year and they don't show up, and we'll just send them a bunch of video and pictures of all the things they missed.
Right? I'm going to print out a photo of Keith's face and teabag it in my camera. That's your punishment if you don't show up.
That's right, Abby.
When you get energized and you quickly start partying. Did we ever get an explanation on the carrot thing? No. Abby, what conversation are you having?
We just don't know. And I know Mark would show up because it's only a 15-minute drive from his house.
Yeah, from Orlando, totally. Right down the street.
It's a bot. Is Abby a bot?
No, Abby's not a bot.
Abby's not a bot. Well, we'll start crunching numbers and stuff and see what goes on.
I was so energized. You know what? Even if it's a bot, Abby, keep the comments going. You're doing us a
that's awesome.
favor.
Oh, I was so energized. Yeah, Abby's not a bot. Keith says even worse. Print out my pick and run over it in the Hyundai. Honda.
What?
I don't know.
Hyundai.
Huwendy.
How are you going to even? That's offensive to all Subarus, sir.
Run over it in your Hugh Yandy.
Hugh Yandy.
Abby's like, no, I'm a bot. A bot wouldn't say it.
But I mean,
Cool.
honestly, I think we need to figure out how much it would cost us for the, for that to at least use it for a weekend or something.
Right.
And then figure out what it would be for vendors, because I want to keep it as low cost as possible, obviously.
Right.
And even do free admission or something, to, general public. Just something people can come in and be like, oh, this is cool. And if they've never heard of, a particular homeowner that's, in their area, then, that's exposure for them at least. It's not going to cost $10K.
10,000. You know what's weird is I think the rental is $250 an hour, but do not quote me on that.
Even so, if we determine what it's a reasonable cost, and we can do a fundraiser for it, and then charge a minimum fee for vendor space, just keep it as cheap as possible for everybody.
We can sell Ghost Shape cookies.
I'll get a 3D printer. I'll just start 3D printing all kinds of random crap.
Little ghost.
Yeah, no, thank you.
No thank you.
3D printed Mr. Dolos would be a fantastic rear view mirror ornament, though, I will say.
Yes. Put a light in it.
Damn, now I want to buy a 3D printer. I better stop before I just go randomly buy a 3D printer.
Randomly, the Texas Haunters Convention is a small hotel with convenient rooms attached to it. Yes, I would say the closest things to where James is talking about is about a 5-minute drive downtown, and we've got some hotels, and of course, Pensacola is all about frickin' Airbnbs too. There's 1, 2, I have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I think I have like 7 or 8 Airbnbs in my neighborhood alone.
So yeah, you know what? I think we should definitely start moving forward with it and plan it. Even if it's 10 people show up, whatever. That's 10 more. It's 10 more people that got exposure to something, And who doesn't just randomly show up to a convention, especially if it's like free admission?
Yeah, that's true. What's this we're planning? Oh, Danny, that's right. You came in. I'll let James explain it.
So we were just tossing about the idea of doing a home haunter convention in Pensacola next, I don't know, February, maybe. We'll have to look at dates and try to figure out what dates make the most sense, honestly. Because I could totally sell a birthday trip to Pensacola to one of the kids or something. I mean, maybe we'll just look at other options too. Hotels that have, a decent ballroom that we can get a reduced rate on rooms or something.
Where do we, let's see. Well, I'm trying to think here in town. There's, no, let's see. That one's still closed because of Sally and probably will be closed forever. There's some on the beach, but
I mean, it doesn't have to be Pensacola. I was just going with Pensacola based on the fact that you knew somebody that could, get probably a decent rate on renting the place out since you're doing so much with them.
Oh yeah, I'm sure I could. I'm actually 100% sure I could.
And it really is
Um,
kind of a central location for a lot of people. Like it's not far from a lot of people here that are in Alabama. And like I said, it's super cheap to fly. So, and I'm not going to be really bringing anything with me. And, if it's over a
is
weekend or
Mark
something, I'll take a backpack.
is Mark going?
Or I'll just ship my
Uh,
shit to your house beforehand.
exactly. There you go. That's the other amenity. If you don't want to pack anything, just ship it all to my house. I'll have like UPS losing their shit. What's all this shit? Yeah, Florida's always one of those people considered as centralized. Yeah.
Well, clearly not to the United States, but as far as viewers and haunters and prop makers that actually watch the show and would consider, um, going, there's a lot of people that are right there.
Hey, Primo. You know what
What's
we
up,
could do is
Primo?
we could try to put together, and I'm not even joking, like like making fun of somebody, but we could try to put together a virtual convention towards the end of this year, and if it gets really big, then we can well, now we have a real convention.
Just a giant online convention of people hanging out, talking,
All
making connections.
all all in Second Life. We don't have to do any work because the technology's already there.
I think it would be a really fun time to actually meet everybody anyway. So why the hell not,
Oh, I thoroughly agree. We'll have to we'll have to like really come and or get together and really logisticize it.
Yeah.
Let's do a drive-through convention.
Oh,
We could do that in my yard. Vic would go just to aggravate everyone. The one good thing too about, I mean, oddly enough, not just because it's convenient for me, but um, the center that James is talking about. Not only is it a lot of, there's actually not, there's like actually multiple rooms. But there's also a small beach in front of it, and there's a lot of grassy area. So, I mean, you could have vendors inside and out of the building. There's a thing that they do. They haven't done it in 2 years, of course, but it's all outdoors, and it's like uh, not yoga, but like holistic medicine or something. So all the vendors set up outside in the grass.
well, that we could do a Haunters Anonymous luau night or something,
Yeah, we could do that at my house too. Um, yeah, actually, I mean, I don't know. It sounds pretty cool to me. Wait a minute, what have I missed? Vic has a big enough building to host it. Yeah.
Yeah. We need people to come out of there safely, though.
Yes.
I feel like going into the Monster Garage might not be the safest place for people to go. I'll drive the Subaru down there just to run Keith over a couple times.
In your Hugh Yandy. I don't even know what the hell's going on. Well, we'll definitely start seriously talking about it and seeing what we can do.
I'm for
I
it,
think
man. I'm for it.
I'm very interested. And like you say, there's a lot of people that are up north where it's all snowy and bullshit. And you can come down to Florida
Yeah.
and it's like, oh, what's 60 degrees.
Short weekend trip down to the Sunshine State, hit the beach, go to the convention, eat some food that I can't eat.
Eat some mullet. Come up to Denver for Colorado Haunt Fest. Oh yeah. It's good seeing you, Primo. Glad you stopped by. Um, I will say there are a lot of amenities here. A lot of, if you've never been to Pensacola, I tell you what, uh, go visit the Wahoo Stadium and There's a lot of stuff around me too. That's the funny thing. I always rag about certain things, but I'm like, you know what? I am kind of a hop, skip, and a jump. Rent out a trolley service and have people just ride them all over the damn downtown.
Dude, we could do like ghost tours and shit. That'd be cool.
Actually, downtown Pensacola is ultra haunted. We could just walk around at night.
Exactly.
Wait, MHC is only 3 this year. Oh, 3 days this year. Days.
I'm thinking we
Abby
do
says
Friday,
Saturday.
Saturday, and a Sunday.
Yeah.
And then just have an event every night that's something different. So,
I could organize a haunted downtown tour. Oh my God, we could go to St. John's Cemetery, which is like 10 square blocks of cemetery, and it's like 5 minutes up the road.
you're only selling me more on things I want. So,
Primo, that's good to hear, sir.
that is very good, sir. Very good indeed. I would love to go to this. Dude, if we had a home haunters convention at the Stanley Hotel, geez. Imagine how much that place probably gets rented out for, though.
Oh, it's probably like $1 gazillion. Keith says Saturday night clown panty contest. I'm gonna go ahead and say you'll win that because you'll be the only person that participates. Well, you and Vic.
I will personally bounce any clowns out of that show immediately.
But you know what's really weird? The more we talk about it, I mean, the more I think about it too. You know, when you live somewhere, you just kind of like, oh yeah, blah 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 over there, blah blah blah. But you know, we've got Fort Pickens, we've got Fort Barrancas, both of which are extremely haunted. You can only go during the day though, but they're haunted during the day.
So it'd be
but
like
so
a
we have-
Sunday thing.
Yeah. You know, like I said, we have the widest beaches in the world, for real. We got good food on the beach, so there'd be a lot of amenities. Like if somebody did drive, they could go chugging around.
Primo,
But if you didn't,
I will allow one clown into the show. So as long as you're there first, you can have a spot. Plus, you don't wear the same clown garb as the other clowns that I'm specifically talking about. So you would be all right.
yeah, you're your own creature, which is good. Keith says Vic always gets a participation trophy. Yeah,
Oh, dude, I'll make Vic a participation trophy just so he can leave with something.
you can 3D print it.
Damn it. Quit selling me on the 3D printer. Seriously. I got trips coming up. I got to save money for.
Zach says have a vape contest. One clown per 200 people.
I mean, that's not a terrible. If we had 200 people, one clown, I'm all right with it.
Loss.
Yeah. I don't think we're gonna have a home haunter convention at Sloss though. That's again place people need to come out safely.
Well, we'll definitely. Yeah, I'm kind of interested in it too. It'd be very interesting if it's something we could. And the funny thing is, if it got really popular real quick, you know, we could. I mean, I don't know how much it is to rent. I think it's outrageous, but you know, we do have the Bay Center downtown.
I mean, it's something we would have to plan for, like, you know, make a schedule of events basically and determine what costs would be and what people could sign up for.
Yeah.
Oh, Berlin, it's clowns are just the most simplistic base of all standards for haunters. That it's just, and it's not all clowns, it's all the clowns that need to berate people. You know, they all have the same costumes in different colors. and they vape nonstop, like obnoxiously, and they're not bringing anything in any sense of the word. It's just, they're the standard, is the best that I can say it. And when I say standard, I mean as in like exactly zero creativity, exactly zero talent. And it's just they have this need to be obnoxious, and they all follow the same suit. So that's really the issue, I think, with these clowns. Yeah, I totally think costumes would be cool. You do a costume contest even.
Primo, yeah, if you wanted to do a booth, that would be cool. Look like zombies. Short pants and striped socks are not for me. Clowns are the pennies of the haunt world.
That is who said that?
That was Keith, and now it's going to be a shirt, hands down.
That is brilliant. Like, that's the smartest thing you've ever said, I think.
Clowns are the pennies of the haunt world. That is brilliant. That's fantastic.
I do want that shirt now. I feel like we would end up owing Keith some kind of money on that, though, because
That's fine. he could put it towards his I don't even know. I can't even. I'm laughing too hard in my own mind to make a joke.
So I think if we're going to do this, like, if you've ever seen Primo's character is a clown, but he's not this type of clown that we're actually referring to. So if we're going to name drop a clown that I would say is at the top of the list, and then the shit strongly rolls downhill from him, would be Relic. And I'm not saying that I have any particular issue with Relic. I would say he is the highest form of this clown that I can think of, and then everyone else is just replicating exactly what he does. They all look like him, they all sound like him, they all do the same things. And to me, that has exactly zero creativity in any shape. I can't even finish my sentence.
Or form.
They're just,
he says,
bad. Like, I don't know. They're not entertaining. They're aggravating, and they don't bring anything. Like,
well, Keith says the issue is redundance.
That's what I'm talking about. It's like, so you see Relic, and then it's a replication of Relic all the way down the line.
McGurdy. Yeah. Ugh. Yeah.
And I'm not saying that all the clowns that are like that are bad. I just, I don't. It's not my thing by any means. I don't think it's funny. I don't think it's cute. I sure as hell don't think it's scary. It's just obnoxious.
Yeah, and Primo, like James said, you're a distinctive clown. These are all the ones that are all the same. So trust me, this is not at all focused towards you or clowns that are unique.
If they bring something to the table, then fine. But there's a vast majority of them that are just the replicas of the form that Relic made. Dude, right. that sentence alone is going to piss so many clowns off. I know. I'm going to get hate mail for days.
You'll just get blocked across the board.
I think I already am, honestly. Once I got labeled a hater from the Illumahaunty crew, I was pretty much, blacklisted from that group of 7 people. So
the 6.5 people. He says, Silent is a typical clown. I like Joe Bodkin. He's phenomenal.
But these are good examples of people that I don't dislike. I'm just speaking in generalities here. Like, for the most part, I want nothing to do with them.
Right. Or his fan base.
And it's another thing. It's the same thing with a vampire, you know? You look at like Zach's character and it's, you know, it's a totally unique spin on it. And then you've got the ones that just copy Dracula. And zombies. Don't get me started on the zombies. There's 10 billion zombies, but they're not running around being obnoxious, getting in your face, doing 45-minute long hater rants. It's strictly the clown industry.
Yeah. See, to me, clowns and zombies are pawns in the industry. They're background noise. But that's also me. Unless you're just the same clown over and over again. Wait, Zach said, hilarious, I saw 2 name patches
That have the
that
same
had
name.
the same name. Vic, we know you love zombies. And that's cool. And you make some awesome ones. But I'm not a big zombie fan. But we've talked about that on a couple other shows.
Yeah, we've talked about zombies, but the thing is, there's not like an entire industry of zombies that are just straight up hating everyone and, you know, get hurt in the slightest way when someone says, we don't like zombies. It's like, oh, you're a hater. Who cares?
Someone mute his mic. For me, The Walking Dead completely destroyed the zombie genre. It completely and utterly just oh God, just can stop with that crap. Haters. Yeah, well, maybe. Not really.
Whatever. You just speak our minds and don't care about backlash from it because no one gives a shit.
But and, you know, there's some people that they don't like mummies, they don't like vampires, they don't like Frankenstein, they don't like Creature from the Black Lagoon. There's people that like, and of course those are classic, Universal classic monsters. Those are cool.
I will punch somebody in the throat if they don't like Creature from the Black Lagoon.
Well, yeah. I mean, I like it, but like I said, there's just I don't know.
I mean, I'm not even gonna lie. I like zombies. I watched The Walking Dead for the longest time. It was just stupid, mind-numbing entertainment. But again, there's not a horde of zombies out there just trash talking everybody because, you know, they're zombies.
Yeah. And with zombies, you never really see the same zombie twice.
This is true. They all have,
which is cool.
I like corpses. I like, you know, I think people doing corpsing on skeletons is a super popular thing to do, but they all kind of come out unique in their own ways anyway. And I like watching the stuff you do. You know, like burning trash bags on top of a white skeleton. It's simple, but it's effective, man. Some of that shit's creepy.
Yeah. Zach is the president of the League of Zombies. Huh. Yeah, and like Belina says, everyone has their own likes and dislikes, which is true.
It's true. The only issue comes is when you get labeled toxic and a hater simply because you voice your opinion.
Yeah.
And this is only at a certain select group of people that are like this.
Oh my God, what is all that going on the screen?
That would be Streamloots announcing people should go purchase Streamloots and play cards and such.
Jesus. I was like, oh my God, what the hell? What the hell did I touch? Belina says, so my kids have a little discussion going. Do zombies continue to decay?
Yeah, I mean, they do, obviously.
Yeah.
You can even see that in The Walking Dead. The further along you get in the seasons, the more decayed the zombies are over time. But there's a lot of really weird, like, physiological things that are just completely inaccurate with the whole portrayal of zombies. But that's like a whole different subject. See, I don't hate the trash bag corpses. Like, I don't want to. I get you don't do it, Vic, but like, there's nothing wrong with doing it. It looks cool. It leaves a really fleshy, gnarly looking, almost skin layer on them. It just looks cool.
Vic says zombies are badass. Well, like I said, and like Balloon said, everybody has their likes and dislikes. Am I not going to go somewhere because they have too many zombies? No. Too many zombies for my taste, I should say. Now, am I going to not go somewhere if they have just the same freaking clown all over the damn place, like 20 people doing it? Yes, I will not go to some place that's got just nothing but the same zombie mask people all over the place. I won't do that.
Well, if you look like WalkerCon, there's a lot of different versions of zombies. People get creative with that kind of stuff. And I've seen variations on clowns too. It's not like a full-on hatred of all clowns. It's just that particular type of clown that really kills it for all of them.
Yeah. And it's because there's too many. They've overtaken the genre or whatever. And so you're just like, you see more of that clown than you see of a unique clown, is I guess the thing. Yeah, Mark, I can't stand The Walking Dead either.
Keith said he's making a zombie Cyclops, and my brain immediately turned into like nerd mode and went into the zombie X-Men. And like I want to see an actual zombie Cyclops, just like they did with Zombie Hulk and Zombie Wolverine.
Vic says, "Do we need to start a Facebook group for people that don't like clowns? It's called Haunt Hub."
Yeah, or Haunters Anonymous After Dark. Anytime
After
you want.
dark. Yeah, so we've got that covered.
Just be warned: if you post there, you're going to get branded a hater and completely blacklisted from a group of 7 people.
6.5. I keep saying that, but wait. If you have a clown room, you should have clowns. Sure. But why not call the room a circus room and then have clowns in it? That's just me, though. RJ says, Vic is making another group. Someone stop, please.
Yes, please do.
That is the truth. My God.
Somebody take that man's page creating abilities away.
Yeah. Let's take his mouse away from him. Haunt Hub is harsh, but you know what? And savage. They get on these little kicks where it's just redundant, very briefly, but I have caught myself catching a Haunt Hub post and literally just going like literally laughing out loud and going like, but it is the truth.
Yeah, I mean they do.
It is the truth.
They really are truthful on that little group there. Like they'll say some shit just to be like a little extra, but it's always entertaining.
Yes. But many times in a very factual way. A savage factual way.
Well, that's like we're gonna try to do the carnival theme this year at our house. And we're not doing a clown. We're not going to have a clown anywhere in our yard. I think carnies are more terrifying than clowns are.
See, there you go. There's your idea, everybody. Make a scary carny.
Just make a carny. It's scary enough. Like just some guy that haggles you to throw a ball into a little cup with goldfish in it for $7.
And be sure you put a cigarette in their mouth, not a vape.
And like a bunch of India ink tattoos that are just like completely faded into oblivion. So it's just a blob of ink on their arms.
Yeah, Zach, they made me laugh more. Vic, joining Haunt Hub is completely up to you. That's not something James and I do. but
I
it's funny. It's funny as hell.
yeah, like don't go into them posting anything seriously ever.
Yeah, don't go in there. It's not a place to post what you're selling or making. It's not a hey look at me. It's not one of those kind of groups.
Yeah,
It's
because
literally
they'll just annihilate whatever you post for no reason, just because it's what they do.
yeah.
But it is a good form of
But
entertainment, especially if you don't like clowns.
James said he'll show up in your yard. Um, and be part of your yard.
I would be
Your home.
genuinely terrified if you showed up in my yard, Primo.
Carnies don't shower either. Smell like a dead zombie. Some of them, that's true.
There was a
Yeah,
really
Vic.
cool documentary on Hulu a long time ago about like carnies in England, and like it was like a whole traveling circus type thing. It was really weird. It made me feel awkward afterwards, but it was entertaining.
RJ says they are ruthless. They are ruthless. But you know what's really interesting is and by the way, they'll be at Transworld. Haunt Hub will be at Transworld. And I believe that their main goal is to do as much as they can to try and be kicked out.
Yeah, I think that is their genuine goal, and they're gonna go around talking about standard because they love the standard in Haunt Hub.
Yeah, the standard is a topic. Keith says now I want to run up in Haunt Hub and post shit to fight everybody. That's what it's all about.
That's a dangerous game you're playing there.
What is Haunt Hub? A Haunt Hub it's a group on Facebook that literally just rip into some of the stupid shit that goes on in the haunt industry and certain other groups and clowns.
Like, take the things that we've said and multiply them by about 10 with no filter, and then you've got a pretty much like a normal Haunt Hub post.
Yeah. And Vic says, so Haunt Hub is just a group of trash talkers. Vic, yes, but you know what? They bring up relevant things in the haunt industry and just rip into them. It's very hard to describe. I mean, they don't put out things that are not relevant, but also fairly truthful. But basically, they just don't take any shit. And there's people in there that will really just rip into you hardcore.
For no reason other than they're just bored too. Like, they won't care.
Yeah. I mean, the funny thing is you can go and join the group, and then if it's not your thing, just unjoin it.
And I've never had a bad experience like commenting on stuff because it's usually things that people tend to agree with me on anyway.
Oh.
Because but sometimes they do get a little mean. Like, they take things to a personal level sometimes that is just a little much for my taste.
Yeah.
I might not like this particular clown, but I'm not going to like completely berate them and, annihilate every ounce of soul that they have left. And that's just from one post that I've seen in the last like 2 weeks. I did laugh at this post very hard the whole time. It was a very funny post, but it was also really messed up.
Zach says I left after. Oh, Zach, so did you head out of Haunt Hub?
You'll find familiar faces in there, of course.
Oh yeah. I mean, I don't go like actively every day looking at the post. If it ends up on my feed, it usually gives me a chuckle. But I don't like actively go and like, oh, I've got to check out all the posts on Haunt Hub.
And they refer to haunt actors as boos for like the most basic haunt actor that there is. You're just a boo. Like, you work for a free slice of Little Caesars pizza and you pee in a jug, and that's your role. You're just the boo.
and vape.
Of course.
And then, oh, so Zach, you did leave it. um, yeah. It's just, it's a little. It's just some different entertainment, a little bit out of the norm.
Yeah, a little bit. About like a mile.
The trio gets their teeth kicked in our comments section all the time.
Yeah, but that's usually me.
Zach, I got some good burns.
Yeah.
I will say it's going to be interesting to see their post during Transworld. So I'll actively be going there and looking for that once they get to Transworld. But you know, it is what it is. I think the group is only like a little over a year old, but it's gotten extremely popular.
And thank you everybody that's listening to the show right now. We've been teetering between 13 and 15 this whole show, so I'm
Oh wow.
yeah, you guys are fantastic. That
Yeah,
was
thanks.
exactly how it was last week too, so.
Yeah.
And now that we've actually talked about things and started a ball rolling, the other thing I wanted to talk about before we get too far off of track on stuff, I would like to do like a haunt showcase like once a week, whether we have them come on the show. Prior to having them on the show, we just do posts of their specific, yard haunt, home haunt, whatever. Get people to come on and talk to us about what they do and how long they've been doing it. And maybe what, some of the things that they like want to get out to people about tricks of the trade, But I would like to do like a, at least once a week, make a post about a particular home haunt, whether they, want to be submitted to, be a part of it, or even prop makers stuff, like Vic, Keith do.
Oh yeah. Well, we can totally do that. I can start it tomorrow.
Exactly.
We definitely need everybody's help in finding all these home haunts. If you know of a home haunt that I haven't liked, let me know. Zach says, if you buy a hat like that, I bet you get a free bowl of soup. Oh, but it looks good on you, though.
Yeah, there you go.
Primo says he's 100% up for that. Vic says, I got tricks. Is it the Haunters Hub with the green logo? James will have to check that out.
Let me see.
Well, while he does that, Berlina says, curious how you got started and do you do this full time? Do the show full time?
Yeah, if that was specifically directed at us, we started Haunters Anonymous in 2012.
Yeah.
And that came out of the Halloween Horror Night drama group. When you and I decided we were going to go do something for other haunts and stuff.
Yep.
And, we did the show, 3 nights a week for a solid year and a half. And then we went down to 2. And now we're currently just doing the 1.
For right now.
No. The one, the Haunt Hub page looks like the Pornhub logo, but it says Haunt Hub. Like it's the same font and style.
Yeah, thanks, Primo, for being here since 2012.
Well, we started the show in 2020, right at the beginning of the whole pandemic.
Pretty much when we got locked down.
Yeah, it was exactly right at the beginning of the lockdown, actually, like the first couple of weeks of it.
Yeah.
We started Haunters Anonymous in 2012 with the idea of doing the podcast. And we had so many other things going on that it finally took a freaking pandemic to get us off our asses and actually doing it. But we did, we did some random stuff on the Halloween Horror Nights group where we started doing the video and audio discussions. And from that, someone stole our idea and created their own show shortly after we did that. Not going to point any elbows. But he is an Illuma Haunty member.
And now you know the rest of the story.
And the show started with one of my personal friends, so I know where the show originated from.
Dun, dun, dun.
So you can call me a hater all you want, but you ripped us off, so go fuck yourself.
And now you can figure out which one of us is which voice it is now.
Yeah, because it wasn't me, but now it is.
You can just ban the other voice.
Yes, Primo, you have been here since 2020. You were actually one of the very first clowns that joined our show.
That is true. Berlina says she's talking about the Halloween thing, props, etc., like that.
Well, yeah. So she was just talking about what we were talking about as far as doing the Halloween. And like originally our idea was really to focus on home haunts and Halloween. We kind of strayed away from that a little bit for a little while when we had a few, bigger haunts on our show, just, for clout purposes, I guess. But it was in general interest of the haunts. But I think, going back to where we originated has always just been Halloween in general, the holiday itself and everything around it has always been our biggest interest.
Yeah. And then, of course, 13 Skeletons was our very first True Blue home haunt interview.
Yes.
I believe.
He was actually. And one of the most friendly people that you will ever meet. He is 100% genuinely a fantastic guy.
Oh, absolutely. And very privileged to know him and have him on the show and, still come on the show and listen and chitty chat with us all. Busy man. Keith would like to know where Jabby is.
Dude, we haven't heard from Jabby in a solid year, I would say. I don't know that he's pursuing the clown lifestyle as hard as he was.
Yeah.
Which probably for the best. But, I hope he's doing well.
Yeah, maybe one day he'll just end up showing up again. I really haven't even checked Facebook to see how he's doing. Keith says 13 is great. He's been popping up in Alan's live streams.
Yeah, he's such a welcoming host too. He has people coming into his property, walking all over the place just for the kids, He brings that old school Halloween vibe to the area that he lives in, New Jersey. He really does it so well, and his family, everyone in his family spends so much time working on all the stuff that they do. And if you're ever in New Jersey around Halloween, you definitely need to go to his place. I don't know that he's doing it this year. I think he said he was going to take a year off. But I think you always say that at the end of the haunt year, you're like, I need to take a year off and recuperate. But then, back in, June or so, the gears start turning. So who knows? He might be doing it again this year. And I hope he does. I love going to his place.
Yeah, and hopefully he'd be somebody that would show up to a home haunter convention.
I'm sure he would, especially he likes Florida. So, he's, he would totally be compelled to make a trip down there. If he has the time, obviously, and February would be a good time for him. And if you haven't gone to his website, you should totally do that because he has a fantastic website. I don't know if he has any more books available, but if you don't have a copy of his book is amazing. It's so well done. The artistry is amazing. The story in the book is fantastic. I think Danny has a copy of it. I had 2 copies of it. I gave one to my sister. Mark has a copy of it. It's a fantastic book. Silence.
Silence. Mark says, and that paper though.
Dude, it's printed on the best paper. It feels so good. It like aesthetically, it's just so pleasing in your hands.
Oh, Keith bought 2 copies of his book. That's cool.
Awesome. I know he didn't have a whole lot left, but if you can get one, absolutely. Mine is personally signed. He left me a note and everything in mine, so I'm a little special in that aspect. But I'm sure he does that for most everyone that he knows that orders one of his books. But that just goes, to how he is as a person.
Well, we definitely need to have him. Even if he's taking the year off, we need to have him on the show again, just to chitty chat.
Absolutely, 100%.
Vic does not have a book. Oh,
Oh,
I don't
on.
either, Vic. I don't have kids.
But you don't even need to have kids for the book. The book is entertaining.
Yeah, you're probably right.
No, I'm 100% right. It's an entertaining book. I know my sister's read it to my nephew probably 4 or 5 times by now. But like the artistry is really well done. It's just fantastic.
Vic will get a participation book.
Nice. So I guess run this to 10:30 and then call it, or 10:15.
I'll let you. Which one do you want?
I don't really care. The conversation's been stimulating, so I'm here for it right now.
We'll go. We'll do it. We'll definitely say bottom of the hour. We'll do that. Because
Well,
that'll eventually happen.
Vic can't read, but he's from Alabama, so it's excusable. We're gonna get a letter from the state of Alabama.
Yeah, like why do you rag our damn state every damn show y'all do?
Why do you hate us so much?
5 points. You know what's oddly enough, speaking of Alabama, I won't bore y'all with the whole details, but I went and saw my parents this Sunday, and I brought a box, one of many boxes of a bunch of old pictures that I've got from a lot of the family members and all that stuff. And I found pictures of Vulcan in Birmingham, probably from, my guess is the 70s.
That's
And
awesome.
speaking of Vic, is the Vulcan still on its pedestal? I know they were refurbishing it, but is it gone? While you ponder that question. But yeah, so there was some pictures of pictures of Coleman, Alabama, which was it was the nunnery.
The nunnery.
The nunnery. I know there's another name for it. I can't think of it. But those pictures of the Vulcan. I always enjoyed. I got to see the Vulcan a few times. For anybody that doesn't know what the hell I'm talking about, just Google Vulcan in Birmingham. It's really kind of cool. But when it is still there. Okay, cool. Didn't they refurbish it though, like a while ago? I just remember like it. I don't know. Maybe I'm crazy.
The convent.
Convent. Thanks, Berlina. Today I cannot think of words tonight. So everywhere between RV, camper, and convent. I'm an issue. But it seems like they were going to refurbish it or something, or there was something wrong with the pillar. I don't know. This has been forever ago. But Obviously, I haven't been back to Alabama or gone to see the Vulcan for a while.
Zach is not a fan of Vulcan. He said, "Kiss my Vulcan ass."
Or
The convent, not to be confused with the coven. You're getting totally different regions there.
the convention.
Which we should have next year.
I believe so. The convent is about 20 minutes from Berlina's house. Yeah, I won't bore you all with this story, but I actually knew quite a few of the nuns that were there. Um, a few of them actually lived here in Pensacola for quite a while. Vic says I think they did something to it.
Well, I have zero idea what the hell you guys are talking about, so I'm going to go ahead and Google what the hell we're talking about. Because I keep going into Star Trek territory, and it's not helping me at all.
It's really kind of cool. It's cool to look at in person too. They always have to restore Vulcan. He's always falling apart.
Oh, yeah, okay, so that's pretty cool looking.
Somewhere in this house, I have a little miniature one that I bought forever ago when I went to their gift shop.
Oh, okay, so I see what... That's weird. I see what Zach was talking about. Why does the Vulcan have such a thick ass? I mean, this dude's stacked. Why? He is dummy thick.
Rolina says, I think he was restored in 2003. You know what? That sounds about right. It's not been forever ago, but it's kind of been forever ago. All right, Keith. Have a good night, man. Be careful on the roads, as always. We'll see you again.
It's a man in a skirt with his balls out. Wait, was it made by the nunnery? the convent? Because it would make so much more sense.
He's always mooning. I haven't seen that thing, and oh, you know what? The last time I saw Vulcan was in 2000. And it's because that's when I went for training for Kinko's in Birmingham, and that was 2000. I had just come back from living in Gainesville for 3.5 years.
Man, we talked about that last show too, and why you'll never go to Birmingham again.
Yes, and that yeah. Well, I was trying to piece together when the last time I had actually seen Vulcan, and that was it. It was in 2000.
Yeah, so you can't hide that carnal desire, whether you're a nun or not. You're making a thick-assed man on a statue. Even Zach just said it, the embodiment of a nun's repressed desires. Exactly.
Yep, just have his ass sticking out and make a big statue of him.
That man does squats every day. He does not skip leg day.
Vulcan is nun fantasy. Wow.
Yep, and everyone's gonna go need to gonna need to go to church after this.
I think that's like that with every show we have.
It really is. I don't know that we've strayed this far into blasphemy, but we've been close.
And now, anybody that doesn't know what Vulcan is, now knows what Vulcan
is. Man's is ripped. I will give it to him.
Can you imagine having a statue like that, like in every state or something? That'd be so funny.
This is the kind of content you're not going to get on any other haunt show. I guarantee you that.
That is the truth. Even with one of the ding dongs that actually lives in Birmingham, they wouldn't talk about Vulcan.
Oh, we're terrible. Just the worst.
Terribly good.
Zing.
Um, but yeah, we'll have to definitely talk about a home haunt convention. That'd be very interesting.
On a scale of 1 to that Vulcan's ass, we are definitely that Vulcan's ass.
Damn, now I want to. Now I'm going to try to figure out where that little mini statue is. I never got rid of it. Where would it be in this house? Hmm,
Dude, we
I know
could do
exactly where it would
a
be.
Streamloots card of Vulcan's ass in the mini statue form, just like the Flame of Doom.
Yeah. Oh shit. Well, that'll be a mission for. I can't do it tomorrow, but it'll be a mission for Friday for me to find Vulcan's ass in the house. And the funny thing is, he's still in the same paper bag with like the other little things that when I bought him. I bought it and never displayed it anywhere. But
There's
I'm like,
nothing
oh, I
little
need.
about that Vulcan's ass, sir.
Well, I know, but I, I think I'm trying to think how tall it is. I think it's as tall as the length of my hand. I will find it.
It's a foot tall and 2.5 feet wide.
I'll find it. I'm gonna find it, and that thing would have to be about 30 years old. Yeah, it's about 30 years old. Hell, maybe older than that.
Mike's house, where things go to sit in a paper bag for 30 years.
That is beyond the truth. It really is. I'm telling you, I'm still finding shit. I'm just like, what the shit? Now, anybody that's keeping up with my eBay saga, if you really want to laugh, if you really want to understand, okay, okay, let's take a minute out of the show. If you really want to, if you've been following the show and me making fun of myself about the stuff that I have in my house, and it's literally like the fucking North Pole, like it's like literally Santa's workshop. Go on eBay, back on my eBay, and you'll notice that now I'm listing boat parts.
You just yanking boat parts from across the street.
No. Well, no. These are still in the bag. They're now I sound like literally like I'm a radio advertisement. New old stock, ladies and gentlemen, still in the bag. Um, there's a like this just explains to you the the diverse stuff that's in my house. Like um what I'm trying to think. I'm like, there's the shit that I've actually put on there. There's a Bosch oil temperature sensor for a Sea-Doo for the engine of a Sea. This is the kind of stuff it's in my house. I was at first I thought that my eBay page was going to be mostly Halloween stuff because I got plenty. But then I kept thinking, Jesus Christ, I've got to get I'm finding new old stock boat parts in my house. So I got to get that out of here too.
Never once owned a Sea-Doo, yet he
Yes.
has new in bag 25-year-old Sea-Doo parts.
Yes. And yes. Made by Bosch, by the way.
Only the top of the line.
Only top of the line parts of God. Oh, Jesus. You know what? I'm just going to say it. I'm fully expecting one day to find a full Russian tank in my house because I don't know why it wouldn't be in here because everything else is in my house.
Oh, God.
But yeah, so if you want to get the full scope of, like I said, the amount of diversification of things that are in my house that I'm trying to sell, 40 items right now. There's a remote control for an alarm system for a company I don't even think exists anymore. How much? I think I listed it for like $16.
It's new in bag Bosch.
New
It
new it's new old stock. No matter what I price it at, you should be fucking lucky I have it.
Right? It's probably one of 3 left in the world.
Yeah, be lucky I fucking have it that you can fucking buy it.
If you need to repair your 1983 fucking Sea-Doo.
Yeah, the Sea-Doo that's been sitting in your garage for the last 30 years because you couldn't find this fucking oil temp sensor. Hey, Jessica.
Oh god. Anything from fucking new inbox fucking Nightmare Before Christmas alarm clock to a Bosch Sea-Doo part.
And just like this show and how unique it is, you will not go on eBay and find a store as unique as mine.
The random ass assortment of things.
The cavalcade of bullshit that I've got listed. Here you go. Here you go. I even put on there, and it's $5.99. $5.99, people. It's a cellular. It's a Virgin Mobile 3G USB cell stick that would give your like laptops and shit internet with cell, and they're turning off 3G this year, but somebody will buy it.
Please, for the love of God, someone buy this 3G cell stick.
For $5.99, it can be yours.
Then you can leave it in the package for another 20 years.
Well, no, it's well out of the package, but yeah, but yeah, and of course Virgin Mobile, they used to use Sprint, which no longer exists, so this is now vintage. People, Vic, you're right. People will buy anything. I sold. What did I just? Oh, once again, I had new in box. I don't remember the manufacturer number, but it was a universal um, pulley for a Jeep, a tensioner pulley for a Jeep.
Never
Tensioner
owned a
pulley.
Jeep in his life.
Never owned a Jeep. I've ridden in Jeeps, but new in box, and I sold it for $9.99 plus shipping.
I've never owned a Jeep, but I have ridden in one. It totally explains why you would own a pulley for a Jeep.
Yes, a tensioner, a brand new inbox tensioner pulley for some oddball amount of Jeep. But somebody bought it. It was one of the first items I listed on eBay.
Yeah, but like Jeeps going back to like World War II people are still rebuilding them. So something like that, you probably could have made a fucking mint on it, you know?
Yeah. Well, that's it. You know what? It's up and off the property. So $10, and so now somebody can get their fucking MASH Jeep running again because I had the only tensioner pulley left for it.
New in box.
On the planet. New in box. The same person that now has a running 300-year-old Jeep will buy the oil temp sensor for the Sea-Doo, and they'll pull that to the water, and they can go having some. No catalytic converters.
Oh my
God. That could get you arrested. Mike, where'd you get these new in box catalytic converters? I don't know. I found them in room number 10.
From 1964.
Yeah. So, but yeah, that definitely shows you just the random thing. And I'll be listing more boat parts tomorrow. If anybody should have a boat that hasn't run in 20 years.
It's just shit that's blown into his yard over the years.
And it's new in box, new in the bag and all. I mean, I've got a set of a bag of 5 impeller keys. Does anyone here know what an impeller key is? Because I do.
Is it a little rod that holds the impeller on?
Yes, there you go. See, you know what it is.
Yeah, boats.
Boats. So, I have a bag of those. 5 of those. New in box. New in bag.
I may take you up on that offer, sir. Do I currently own a boat? I do not.
I will totally shit if all of a sudden tomorrow it got sold randomly. It's going to Pennsylvania. I'm like that bastard. I'm gonna cancel the sale. Then he can't get his prop to stay on his not boat.
I'm gonna buy 5 prop keys and a 3D printer on eBay tomorrow.
Just because Vic says now I want to see your eBay store. James would have to put the link. Like, it's Haunted Cypress 1910. You can't miss it because it's everything from Halloween to new in box boat parts.
All right, it's 10:30.
Yeah, and cell phones. Vic, I'll send you the link in a few minutes once we're off here, just so you can laugh about it. My goal is to try and hit 250 items. But anyway, yeah, we'll go ahead and let y'all go. As always, thanks everybody for showing up and giving us likes and the chats and the amazing love that y'all show us. We'll start working on this home haunt convention thing possibility.
I don't
But
think it's
we'll
so
be
much a
back.
possibility. I think it'll happen one way or another.
Hey Jess, it's all good, girl. You just go and listen to the show. It's tape recorded somewhere.
Yeah, somewhere
Right.
somebody's not been keeping up with the podcast uploads.
Yeah, that's a pain in the ass. But I'm gonna do it. But everybody, good night, except Mark. But that's funny. But anyway, we'll be back next Wednesday. Everybody, thank you so much. Stay safe, and I'm gonna pass it on to James.
Appreciate everybody being here. You guys are fantastic. Our numbers have been growing significantly. We're keeping everybody engaged, and it's all because of you guys. We're not that entertaining. The conversation is what's entertaining. So, thank you. You are the reason for the show, and you are what make the show so much fun. Seriously appreciate everybody that's here, and definitely be on the lookout for some information about this haunt convention that we should be planning for next year. So have something to look forward to for 2023. But yeah, for that's all the things I have to say for tonight. So we'll see you next Wednesday. Be safe. Have a good night.
Good night. Good night, everybody. Thanks again.